Hey everybody, I am here at a Ford dealer here in Eastleigh near Southampton. And it's a Hendy Ford dealer. But why am I here? Well, it's a transit centre and I have got some time with the E-Transit Custom. So let's go inside and check it out. So since the IAA in 2022, I have not seen this lovely beast. And now it finally reaches our shores. But as much as I love my selfie stick, why have a dog and bark yourself? I think we will hand this off to a helpful assistant. And introduce properly the Ford E-Transit Custom. I've waited a long time to see this in the flesh on UK shores. The reality is I've got a left-hand drive, but let's not let that get in the way. Let's get under the skin of this all-new electric vehicle. So Ford have sold over 130,000 of the diesel variant of the Custom over the last 3 years, making it #1 in 2 of the last 3 years. And I love that, a van #1 bestseller in the UK. But the bottom line is, will the electric version do a job for you? That's where we start, so let's go and check it out. So whether you're a butcher, a baker or a candlestick maker, you've got to decide whether or not the vehicle will do a job for you. Because if it's not fit for purpose, it's not fit for anything. Now you might have noticed that this van behind me is a double cabin van, which is the version that we've got. But helpfully, we have a diesel version there, which is a standard panel van. So let's go and check out whether the load area and the stats for the electric version do a job for you. So the first thing you notice is a nice wide side loading door, enough room to get your Euro pallet in and out, plenty of room between the wheel arches to stack your pallets side by side, and again up to 2.9 meters in load length, utilizing this little extra cubby hole here. So all in all, giving you a great and usable space up to 6.8 cubic meters. So there's no compromises here. 1100 kilos payload tells you that you'll be able to get a good amount of weight in the back of this vehicle. So there are plenty of tie down points so that you can keep your goods safe. And helpfully on the limited version, you get the ply lining all standard all the way up. So it doesn't feel like there's any compromise from an electric perspective here. And also helpfully for the first time, we're seeing towing come back in. It's rear wheel drive, so 2,300 kilos can be towed from the back of this van. So back to the electric version, which comes in trend and limited and then on up from there. It has a rear view camera as standard on the vehicle, along with the parking distance control sensors. Now on the E-Transit, when that came out, I didn't get a reversing camera, and I just think all reversing in vans should be done with the aid of a camera. Makes absolute sense. I also love this little blue flash. I mean, because we all love a blue flash, right? It looks really cool, and it really helps me remember, because I keep getting the name wrong. I call it the Transit E Custom, but it's not. It's the E-Transit Custom, and it's all helpfully laid out for me there. Now, we've also got keyless entry, and the touch of the button opens the door. That really works for me. So the hinges on the doors of the E-Transit are really good. They hold the door quite steadily there, and also of course around the corner. Very robust hinges. A nice electric button opens the side door as well, the other side door. Liner comes as standard on the limited model, and we also get these LED lights to light up the area at the back here. Also, we've got a feature that is unique to Ford in that it's a 2,300 watt inverter. Allows us to power our tools, be they cordless or with cord, if you're old-fashioned that way. But it allows you to take power out of the vehicle and operate wherever you can. So that for me is a really good feature. So as you can see behind me, this van does not come just as a van, it can come as a double cabin van, which is why the bulkhead is halfway down the load area in this particular version. There's also an option to go a load through underneath the seats, allowing you still to get your 8x4 boards in, be they plaster or ply, and that means that you've got the dual functionality of work and play. So just before we leave the back doors, aren't they lovely? I think that's a really cool thing. And also they're nice and high up out of the way. So when somebody shunts you from behind, then you're not going to get in loads of trouble and it's not going to be an expensive repair. So that is really good news. So hopefully by now that you're building a picture of whether this van is practical for you. Is 1100 kilos payload enough? Is 6.8 cube enough? And if the Transit Custom diesel was good enough, then it's most likely that this is going to fit your practical purpose. It's also a great looking van. It makes a great statement. Your sign writing down the side, a big billboard allowing you to tell your customers, one, what you do, but two, maybe that you're sustainable, like you weren't before. So this is the transition that will help people know that you're meeting a need that is greater than you. So one thing's for sure, this is a great looking vehicle. The LED headlights are fabulous and this light bar along the front there is really quite striking. You're certainly going to be seen appearing in somebody's rear view mirror. And also we've got this hexagonal grille. It doesn't really need to take air in anymore, so it just makes sense to do something different than the standard diesel variant. So if the looks tick your box and the practicality ticks your box, what about the electrics? Well, the electrics you can charge here at the front corner in both AC and DC. 11 kilowatt AC charging, which will allow you to charge your vehicle in around 7 to 8 hours overnight if you're charging from zero. But helpfully an impressive 125 kilowatt DC charging allows you to charge really quickly on the hoof. It's been specially optimized to get you going, giving you 25 miles in sort of 5 minutes, but from 15% to 80% in around 45 minutes. So really practical charging solutions. Big battery size, 65 kilowatt hour battery, which will give you some 203 of your sort of WLTP miles, but it will vary depending on where you're going, what you're carrying, and what the temperature is outside. So normally I'd be heading to just behind me to get into the cab. But of course the steering wheel's on the wrong side, so we've got to go back this way. Sorry about that. So as we get in the vehicle, we are greeted by the annoying noise. This is a noise that seems to accompany every transit van I have ever gotten into, but helpfully now it's gone away. Yes. You also immediately notice that there is a lot of space here in this door pocket. There's 3 door pockets, in fact, something for pens, your Coke bottle, bits of newspaper, sandwiches, everything can fit. And also the fit and finish of it feels really nice. But this is what really takes my fancy. Sadly, the option is not actually on this vehicle, but 4 years ago I was in Dunstan site, the Ford site at Dunstan, in their engineering and innovation department, and they were talking about this cutting edge movable steering wheel, which was a very simple thing, that the steering wheel just sat up and was flat or angled for use of a laptop or to eat your lunch off. That for me is brilliant because it's now available as an option within this vehicle. As I sit here, I've got a huge screen, lots of information. They've helpfully removed the gear stick and switch gear from here up to the side of the steering wheel, and all my functionality for reverse, park, neutral, and even L, which actually is the increased regeneration, don't you know, and park is all here. So it's all out of the way and gives me a lovely through load system. So regardless of where I park, I can easily exit the vehicle from either side. Also, my third passenger gets lots of space also. And whilst we're on the third passenger seat, I get my little office here as well. So I've got functionality here and here to be able to get my day's jobs sorted. Strap downs for that. I've even got an extra cup holder to accompany my 2 either side. So that's 1, 2, 3 cup holders for the 1, 2, 3 passengers. Wow, that's brilliant. I've got a load of functionality here on the screen with drive modes, driver assistance, all of the functionality that I want at the touch of a button. Very big, very large, and most importantly, at the touch of a button, I have a bum warmer. You've got to love a bum warmer. And on that point, you've got, once you get out on the road, you can maximize the range of the vehicle by the fact that the vehicle has a heat pump. So you can precondition the vehicle, so you can get into the vehicle nice and warm when it's cold and nice and cool when it's hot. And also the heat comes off of the traction battery, which is the big one underneath, which gets you everywhere, and warms the cab as you're going along. That minimizes the loss of range that you get from all of those variations. So just to prove the point about that third passenger, the one that would normally sit in the middle, well, they're not hard done by anymore because there's plenty of leg room, so it's not the short straw. But from here, I've got access to all of the storage facilities. I've got USB and USB-C chargers down here. Also, we've got a new glove box. Because we've got the airbag up here, we can have a glove box here, and that will fit an A4 document holder or lots of other rubbish that you want to hide away. So that, along with a great big glove box, saves you using the dashboard as a dustbin. What I've always respected Ford for is that ability to listen to their customers, and I love the steering wheel option. Not here, but when it comes, that will be a fantastic addition, and certainly something that I would love to see across every vehicle because it makes sense. They've also used the fact that they've moved to electric to enable a lot of space here. The walk-through element is just brilliant. There's not a lot to feel that there's a compromise in the cabin area. So we've got practical, if the electric does it for you, and also the cab area and the looks. What's not to love about going for an electric van? So my time is up with the E-Transit Custom. I've been very impressed with the practicality. It's a great looking vehicle. It does everything that I would expect of an electric vehicle. Is it the real march forward that I was hoping for, that I perhaps saw at the IAA in 2022? Not quite. It seems that they've reined it back ever so slightly from the sort of 230 miles range to now a 200 miles range. But I'm actually quite happy that they've been realistic. I love the fact that they've got lots of functionality to extend or maximize the range. It's practical. It's rear wheel drive. It can tow. The servicing is every 2 years or without any mileage. I was going to say or 25,000 miles, but of course it doesn't have any mileage restrictions. So 50,000 miles in 2 years, still only servicing every 2 years. All of these things add up to a real practical option that could be fit for purpose for a job that you do. In the last 3 years, 130,000 people have bought a Ford Transit Custom. So that gives me optimism that a whole new audience will come to electric. Thanks to my friends at Hendy Ford for the opportunity to see firsthand the developments that Ford have made. I look forward to the day that I can get to drive it and help more people go electric. Have a great day, everybody.